Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 10.
For many in the Valley, fall can't come soon enough. The North Dakota High School Activities Association giving the green light for high school sports this afternoon. Valley News Team's Courtney Lockie talked with parents, coaches, and students who say they're ready to play ball.
My friend and I went to Shields yesterday and picked up our cleats. So we were like, I really hope we got football this year.
It looks like three-sport athlete Matthew Fisher is going to get his wish. In less than a month, he'll be playing his senior football season under the lights at Cheyenne High School. Despite the raging on pandemic, officials say high school sports are a go. The decision coming after guidance from public instruction.
Today, we actually just got done with a volleyball scrimmage, and we went on our phones and we saw.
Tina Fryer is a three-sport athlete at Kindred. After her track season was canceled for the spring, this was the news she hoped for.
It was just like a huge relief to see that we would be able to compete.
It's going to take a lot of work from all the coaches and kind of the refs and the athletic directors and the athletes alike to kind of work together and make sure that everybody's staying safe.
It's going to be up to each school district to decide if they want to participate. We reached out to athletic directors in the area, but haven't heard back.
You always want your kids to have what they work so hard for, but sometimes life is not the way it seems. I feel as though he'll stay healthy and, we all do our best to try to mitigate spread.
Although I wasn't able to get anybody to talk about it on camera, there were several people who say they're not on board yet. Several questioning, how can we okay sports if we don't have a plan for school itself? That's what the Department of Public Instruction is working on. They'll be sharing guidelines with districts next week. In North Dakota, Courtney Lockie, Valley News Live.
We have the opening dates for fall high school sports listed on our website. Download the Valley News Live news app to check it out. Starting a new school year is already a stressful time, let alone during a global pandemic. Most schools announcing their plans for this fall won't be finalized until at least the end of the month. Another 2 weeks in limbo is adding extra stress to both kids and parents. If that's the case in your family, local experts say it's important to have open conversations and healthy ways of dealing with your anxieties.
When we start noticing that our mind is going down the rabbit hole, how do we stop that? How can we learn ways to just focus on this one thing that's right in front of us right now?
For more ideas on how you can help support your child's mental health, head to our VNL News app and click on this story. North Dakota is reporting 104 new cases of COVID-19 in the state, along with another death. In total, 89 deaths have been linked to the virus in the state. There are now 783 active cases. 38 people are in the hospital. 3,796 are listed as recovered. The Minnesota Department of Health is reporting 611 new cases of COVID-19 today, bringing the active case count to 4,531. 8 new deaths are also reported, bringing the death toll to 1,526. 38,290 people are listed as recovered from the virus. A Grand Forks man is in the hospital and facing DUI charges after a rollover crash earlier today. At around 11:30 a.m., Timothy James Windsor of Grand Forks was traveling westbound on Front Street East, entering the community of Larimore when he lost control, making a slight left curve. His car left the road and hit 2 trees on the property of a nearby house. Windsor's car then rolled onto its top, coming to a rest upside down. He was taken to Altru Hospital in Grand Forks with serious injuries. The Grand Forks Police Department has released the email from Police Chief David Todd after the North Dakota Attorney General stated that the city of Fargo illegally withheld information. In the complete email sent by Chief Todd on June 3rd, he reacts to someone on his force leaking information to a media outlet regarding former Deputy Chief Todd Osmondson. He calls the actions of this person sickening. To see the entire email, find this story on the VNL News app. Cass County Electric Cooperative warns members of a phone scam. The call informs members that their check payment was not signed and offers to allow them to pay by credit card over the phone. Cass County Electric says they are not making these calls and reminds members to never provide payment or other or personal information when receiving suspicious contact or demands for immediate payment. Cass County Electric also says they do not specify how members should make a bill payment. There are some 2,500 electronic pull tab machines across North Dakota, but in the past week, about 500 of them have been shut down. The state attorney general's office is temporarily suspending a distributor by the name of Powerhouse Games. The machines were using illegal or pirated software, and charities were told to pull the plug. Now the gaming division is attempting to understand what went wrong.
I do not know if it was the independent testing laboratory that dropped the ball, or if the company altered the system after it went into the field. I don't know.
E-tab machines are not as heavily regulated as casinos. With e-tab machines continuing to grow in popularity, gaming division leaders say they'll need more staff in order to properly audit every machine in the state. Throughout the pandemic, North Dakota has been relying on drone operations to boost its infrastructure and usage. Now lawmakers are looking into changing line of sight capabilities. Line of sight laws say you cannot fly a drone further than your ability to see it from the ground. Adjusting these regulations would allow some entities to adjust their delivery options. The pandemic is forcing many companies and health agencies to turn to drone use to deliver their products.
The FAA reached out to us and said, how can we use drones in this period of time to help us out? And to me, one of the major components of it was package delivery. How can I get package delivery enabled maybe a little bit quicker?
North Dakota is looking to build a program to specifically study and develop a beyond visual line of sight test area. There are plans for the site to be operational by 2021. A hailstorm last weekend did significant building and crop damage from Kandiyohi County to Nicollet County. Wind speeds reached 50 miles an hour, and at times the storm dropped baseball-sized hail. John Lortzen shows us what it means for farmers when commodity prices are already low.
We had a wonderful crop, probably the best crop we've had in this particular area in the last 5 years.
But it only took Mother Nature about 20 minutes to change that. The hailstorm was up to 60 miles long and 6 miles wide in some spots. And when it came to crop destruction, it did not discriminate.
This affected thousands of acres of corn, soybeans, kidney beans, sugar beets, peas, sweet corn, alfalfa.
Acres upon acres were impacted and millions of dollars were lost.
The few leaves that are here are very tattered. We have stalk breakage and bruising from the hailstones themselves.
This cornfield in Renville County is an obvious loss and will likely be tilled over. And just a couple hundred yards away, it's a similar story for soybeans.
For this time of year, this is really significant.
Seth Nave of U of M Extension says farmers in Renville, McLeod, and Sibley counties were hit especially hard. While soybeans may regrow, they won't come close to the yield they were on pace for. It's a tough break for this area in what's otherwise been a grade A growing season across the state.
These farmers that are affected are directly affected individually, and so we have to really consider the impact on individual farmers rather than the collective whole.
A crop consultant says many of the farmers hit will get help from crop insurance, but it won't help them recoup all their losses.